Hello, everyone. This is going to be my writing update for the first quarter of 2026. And I realize this is coming out a little bit late. Obviously, I should have gotten it at the end of March. And instead, here we are at the end of April. Sorry, but life happens. So this is when we're getting this done. So, as far as my writing update goes, I accidentally front-ended this year with a lot of editing. So I have 3 book projects I'm working on, and all of them are in the editing phase right now. So that has taken up most of my time for this first quarter of the year. So the first of those projects is going to be book 4 in the Gwambi Tetralogy series. That's these 3 back here: My Father's Land, My Father's Ghost, My Father's God, and then book 4, which is the one I was editing, My Father's Will. And that is like a pirate fantasy. Think if Treasure Island met the Chronicles of Narnia. That's kind of the vibe of the Gwambi Tetralogy there. Obviously, those first 3 books are published, and those are the only 3 books I have published to date. So book 4, the final book in the series, I finished editing that, and I have, as of recording this video, submitted that to my publisher. So we're going to be working out the contract. We're going to be working with his editor. We're going to be working with our illustrator, cover designer, all that good stuff. But that's great. We're right on schedule with that edit. And so looking like a fall release for that book, and therefore the end of the series. Finally, I've been working on the series. Let's see. Wow. When did I write My Father's Land? The first draft, probably almost 15 years ago at this point. And I love this series, but also I'm very much looking forward to moving on and working on other series. 15 years is too long to be stuck in one series. I haven't been stuck there for 15 years, but it's just taken that long to turn that series into what it is today. I'm so happy with the progress, and I think everyone's going to be very happy with where this series ends. It's a really fun climax and a great conclusion, and a couple of really fun reveals. I think it has a really, really fun reveal that I really am looking forward to all of you guys reading and hearing you guys respond to the big major reveal of the series. So anyway, so that took up most of my time, honestly, for this first quarter of the year. I really wanted to get it done faster, but hey, on time is perfect. Obviously, I always want to get stuff done early, but on time is usually the best I can do. And that's fine. That's fine. I work a job. I have kids. On time is great. We're good at that. The other project that I've spent a lot of time on for this first quarter of 2026 is a project I'm titling The Fairy King's Wife. You might have heard me talk about it on this channel, but that is going to be, it's a much shorter book. I think it'll end up being 150 or maybe 200 pages. So a quick read, and it's strongly inspired by Irish folklore. If you've watched the movies by Tom Moore, Song of the Sea, The Secret of Kells, or Wolfwalkers, that's kind of the vibe of this book. Also, I'm pulling a lot on like the stuff I loved the most about Neil Gaiman's books or T. Kingfisher. Those are kind of the general vibes of this book, The Fairy King's Wife. And for a lot of it, I'm delving into elements of Irish folklore that I think a lot of people take for granted. And I'm having a lot of fun fleshing those out. And attempting to be, we'll see, I'm attempting to be more authentic to the original Irish source material. So for instance, leprechauns, like everyone has this idea of what a leprechaun is in their head. And it's really not actually accurate to how leprechauns show up in real Irish folk stories. For instance, leprechauns almost never, at least almost never, wore green. That's just not a thing leprechauns wore. Usually when leprechauns show up in folk stories, they're wearing red coats. And so that's what I did in this book. I'm trying to take these Irish folk characters like leprechauns, banshees, the puka, the Dullahan, these really cool pieces of Irish folklore that I think have been kind of co-opted and shifted from their original intent. And I'm trying to put them back into their original context a little bit. Y'all will have to tell me how well I did once you read the book, but I think you're really going to like it. And I'm very happy with the book. So I guess I'm telling you all about the book instead of telling the progress I made. I've just finished my last edit of The Fairy King's Wife. As of last week, I just finished that edit. So technically, I suppose that was out of the first quarter, but hey, we're counting it because I'm only recording the first quarter summary right now. So finished my last edit that I'm doing personally. So next up, my editor is going to be available in June, so I'll be submitting it to him. And so that's going to be second and third quarter of this year is going to be his final edits where we really polish the manuscript, get it into its best shape possible. And if all goes well, we'll also have a fall release for The Fairy King's Wife. So it's going to be a busy fall with the two books, My Father's Will and The Fairy King's Wife, both releasing simultaneously. And I'm still on the fence about how to release The Fairy King's Wife. I might just do a standard submission. Or, excuse me. I still might just do a standard publishing. Or I might end up running a Kickstarter campaign for that. So I don't know. If you leave me comments, tell me if you guys would be interested in me running a Kickstarter for The Fairy King's Wife. And if I get enough feedback that is of interest, I'd totally do that. Otherwise, I haven't made up my mind exactly how I want to do The Fairy King's Wife. If I did a Kickstarter and got enough support, I would be a lot more likely to be able to get an audiobook recorded for that book. So that might be a consideration, because I would really love to get that one out in all three formats of the physical copy, ebook, and audiobook. That would be really awesome. But one of the things I did for this series, and still trying to figure out exactly how this is going to fit in, but I ended up brushing up my art skills again and doing some kind of mood art for the story. So I'll show you a couple pieces. Don't judge too harshly. These are not finished products, but I'm relatively happy with these. I did kind of like inspired by like some watercolor artists I've seen, some Irish watercolor artists. And this is definitely not up to their levels, but this was a lot of fun to do at least. Whether or not it looks professional or not, I don't know. I also was experimenting with the St. Brigid's cross as kind of a major symbol that shows up a lot in the story, and so kind of working with some St. Brigid cross designs. So this was a lot of fun to draw. And then also, I love Irish knotwork, and it's just so cathartic's the wrong word, but just like to get into the zone and work on this Irish knotwork designs is so much fun. And I really pushed myself with this design. Ignore the blob at the top, but here's an Irish knotwork design I was working on with horses and the ring of claddagh in the middle. This was so much fun to do. Again, I'm not really sure if this is going to end up in the final product at all, if we're going to get some illustrations, or maybe this will end up on the cover design. We'll see. I'm going to be practicing some more of these designs some more, and hey, if there's more interest in me sharing some artwork on this channel, I will include some more of that in the future videos. But so yeah, those two projects are really what's taken up all my time for this first quarter. So moving on to the next quarter of this year, I am looking into, again, I front loaded so much editing in the beginning of this year, but we'll be looking at editing the What Immortal Hand, which is my dark fantasy series. I'm very excited about getting to, so I'll be finally doing a final edit on that one. I mean, final of my personal edit, and then I'll have to get like a professional editor to keep working on that manuscript, but get my last edit done to get it into the best shape I can get it into. So that'll be, I mean, honestly, that manuscript is huge. That's going to be probably an 800-page book. And so that's going to take me many months, probably. That might take me the whole second quarter of this year. And I'm very excited to get back to that book. It's also very intimidating, but also I really want to get those edits in so that I can get it to my alpha readers and to my editor. And yeah, hopefully, if I can get that second book edited by the end of the second quarter of this year, we'll be looking at maybe a summer 2027 release date for that dark fantasy series, What Immortal Hand. So stay tuned on that, and I'll probably be talking more about that book in my next quarterly update. So that's that. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions about any of these writing projects. And until next time, next month I'll probably be doing a video actually talking about an author. So stay tuned for that, and until then, happy reading.